You're listening to All in the Industry, an independent podcast dedicated to behind-the-scenes talent in the hospitality industry, hosted and produced by me, Shari Bayer. Since initially launching in 2014, we have broadcast more than 400 episodes, and now we're excited to be on our new platform. To learn more, visit allintheindustry.com. Support for this episode comes from Bayer Public Relations, a full-service PR, consulting, and marketing agency based in New York City, specializing in culinary and hospitality. Founded in 2003 by me, Shari Bayer, we are a company built on dedication, integrity, and positive thinking, combined with a genuine passion for what we do. BPR, be seen, be heard, be known. To learn more, visit BayerPublicRelations.com. Well, hello. Welcome to All in the Industry. I'm your host and producer, Shari Bayer, and this is our 441st episode of this series, which is dedicated to behind-the-scenes talent in the hospitality industry. Today, I have a special show, which I recorded in Curitiba, Brazil, at a truly remarkable restaurant run by an absolutely fabulous chef and restaurateur, and I will introduce her fully in a moment. But first, I will start with my PR tip, and then we'll have my conversation, which includes a speed round, and I will close out with my solo dining experience. As the founder of Bayer Public Relations, I'm going to tip the show off with my PR tip of the week. So today's tip is to believe in yourself. Yes, we must believe in us and our goals before anyone else can truly value what we are doing. Having self-confidence is key to our growth and productivity, as it's primarily the foundation of our careers and our lives. It's that fundamental. Without believing in ourselves, we limit our potential. So let's search from within and focus on self-love and confidence, as it's essential to our long-term happiness and success. That's my tip today. Okay, I'm excited about today's show, which, as I mentioned, is from a recent trip that I took to Brazil in late April, and my guest is Manu Buffara, chef and owner of Restaurante Manu in Curitiba, Brazil. Manu, the restaurant, features a tasting menu inspired by Manu's story, staff, and suppliers. Dedicated to a farm-to-table approach and fresh products concept, Manu ranks sustainability high among her priorities, working closely with local producers to create a seasonally paired tasting menu with a strong focus on plant-based dishes. Since its first year of operations, Restaurante Manu has garnered many accolades, including being consistently ranked on Latin America's 50 best restaurants. In 2018, Manu received the prestigious One to Watch Award at Latin America's 50 best restaurants, and in 2022, Latin America's Best Female Chef Award. Since opening her restaurant in 2011, Manu has been involved in sustainability actions aimed at causes, such as preserving native Brazilian bees and incentivizing young producers not to abandon the areas of fishing and agriculture in Parana. Since 2016, she has participated in the Urban Gardens project with the city government of Curitiba. Manu is the author of Manu, The Recipes and Stories of My Brazil by Fiden, where she tells the story of a culinary career founded on a commitment to indigenous ingredients and underserved communities, as showcased within her restaurant, Manu. She is also a contributor to my book, Chef Wise, which was also published by Fiden in 2023. I loved chatting with Manu and hearing more about her story after my spectacular lunch at her restaurant and spending time with her and her team in her city, along with a few new journalist friends from around the world. And it was really such a treat to be a part of this trip and experience. And I'm so grateful to Manu and her team. So thank you all so much. And with that, I'm going to take you to our conversation, which we recorded at her restaurant. And I'll come back after and share my solo dining experience. So here you go. Please enjoy. Well, hello. Hi, Manu. How are you?
Hello. Wow, nice to have you here. I'm super happy. That's the first time you come to eat my food. And thank you to inviting me to your podcast.
Thank you for inviting me to your beautiful restaurant. I just had the most extraordinary lunch, and we'll get more into that in the details of your menu, which really was so special. And I'm so grateful to be here with you today. I was saying Curitiba, but it's Curitiba.
Yes.
Okay. Curitiba, Brazil.
It's okay. Yeah, you are doing great. It's Curitiba or Curitiba, so it's okay. It's okay.
Amazing. So can you take me back? I always like to start with my guests and find out more about how they became a chef. Tell me a little about your childhood and when did you know you wanted to get into the hospitality and culinary industry?
Well, if I look in the back, I always think like I love to serve. I love to people feel good in my presence, feel good around me. And so I believe this is hospitality. It's the most important thing when people feel great around you and when you can, share things or details or ever experience. But my first contact with hospitality was in hotel management in US, near Seattle, in Snoqualmie Falls. I was 16 years old and I was doing a work experience in US to learn English. And then I was supposed to work in a ski resort, but it wasn't a snow that year, was really bad. So I went to the hotel and I started working as a back service. And then I become front service. And then I was room service. And my last job was in the kitchen. And then after I went to Alaska. I work in a fishing boat. I work in hotels, burger shop in Alaska. My goals was to travel to, DP on the world and understand people, understand places. I love travel. I love to know people, to understand the place, culture. I love history. And so, yeah, that's how I started in the hospitality and the other way around. And then when I went back to Seattle to this hotel, I started working in the kitchen and I started as like a casual restaurant on the hotel. And after this, I went back to Curitiba and I told my mom and my father that I want to graduate as hospitality. And they told me, no, you're going to finish journalism. First, I was in a college for that. And then I moved I did hotel management here in the city. And then I went to Italy to work as my background is Italian and Lebanese. And yeah, that's how I started working in the kitchen. And then I used to work abroad. So I work at Noma in 2006, was a long time ago. I did Alinea in 2007, I believe, something like this.
That's incredible experience, all that knowledge that you took with you to do whatever you were going to do next. And when did you know you wanted to open your own restaurant?
I was back in Curitiba working in a hotel here. I was a chef in a hotel. And I have the opportunity in the same place as Manu today. We were. And the place was named At Home. It was a casual restaurant, Italian and casual restaurant. And then a friend of mine was the owner and they were closing. And then he offers to me. And this was in 2010. I told him, I don't know if I'm ready, to open my own place because I was really young. And then I love to do something that it take me out of the base, a comfortable place. And I said, okay, I'm doing. And then I started developing the restaurants. My father told me, I have this amount of money and you have to deal with this, you figure out in your own. So Manu is just me. I don't have investors, I don't have partners. It's just me and my team. And it was really hard in the beginning because to learn how administrative, not just the financial part, but people, And I learned how important to have a team. Today, I'm super proud to tell half of my team work here for so long, like 10, 12 years, 5 years. And that's the beautiful part, It's not I became a family because we are all professional, but we are like really close, you know. It's really hard someone when they leave Manu, they leave bad, because for me, being a leader is not just leading a team of cooking, but I'm leading human being. So this is the most important for myself.
Yeah, 100%. So you opened in 2011?
I opened Manu in 2011, January 27, 2011.
Wow, that's incredible. And when you first opened, what was the menu like compared to what it is today?
I believe it was a young Manu, you know. I was dating my husband, of course, but I wasn't married.
Never know.
Yeah, no kids. And I think, of course, today it's more mature. I understand myself. In the beginning, it was a lot of restaurant inside of me, you know, because I was really connected with Noma, Linea, the place that I have been, and discovering myself, you know, during these years, find out who I am. So this was kind of for me growing up in the kitchen in my own restaurant. So this is, I believe today I'm the person that I want to be. Of course, maybe I can move, I can change in 2 years, but I'm happy with myself today with my cooking and the way that I want to show, that I want to impact, that I want people experience my place.
And why did you open in Curitiba? Because you're from Brazil, but you grew up outside of the city.
Actually, my family's from here.
Okay.
I just born in the countryside, but in the same state. So I was living in Curitiba since I was 15. And I believe Manu has really connected with the city, myself and Manu, because Manu is not just a restaurant, but it's a life achievement, you know. It's for the city. We developed so many projects. The place is so small. And we create so many cooks that open their restaurants today. So many people that started working at Manu and today have their own restaurants. We developed so many projects in the city, sustainable projects like bee gardens, the urban gardens that we have in the city. So we have so many projects connecting with the city, the ingredients that we connect, the life that I connect to, and my team, you know.
So how did you gain more global recognition? I'm asking that as someone who has a background in doing PR for restaurants. Obviously, I do my podcast. And also I have history of cooking in restaurants a little bit, in front of the house, back of the house experience. But working with restaurants, especially in New York City, it's, you know, competitive. It's not so easy necessarily to get the national or international attention. Was there something like an award or something that happened that you kind of got more noticed, or Manu got more recognized, or was it like a gradual sort of progression of people seeing what you were doing and tasting your food?
I believe it was people, you know. I have names that can, you know, put me in a good spot and introduce me to the words. Mm-hmm. Andrea Petrini was one of them. Alex Atala, Dominic Crane. I met Dominic, imagine, it's been 12 years, 10 years that I met Dominic online on Instagram. And
it's very cool.
Yeah, she needs the help in Haiti when Haiti has, you know, the storm. And then she asked me to help in a video online. We became friends. Alex helped me a lot. Andrea Petrini, the journalist. Manuela Fissori. So I don't know, they come eat my food and they help me. Even local journalists, Rosa Moraes, Jussara Voz. So starting to put me like, can you cook in Moscow? And then I met people, you know, I met chefs. And then I became friends with chefs, you know, when I launched my book in New York. And JP invited me to cook with him to launch the book. So Max Ascar from Neolocal, Dominique that I cook with her, so many friends like Leonor Espinosa in Colombia, Ana Ross, Jorge Vallejo. So all these guys helped me a lot, you know, to get into the world. So it was a nice road that I've been on.
Amazing. No, all the names you're talking about, I'm familiar with all of them on some level. Many are also part of my Chef Wise book, which you contributed to, which I'm so grateful for, which is also by Phaidon, your publisher. Yeah. Our books came out the same time in 2023. And you mentioned Andrea Petrini, which I wanted to bring up because he did for a while the Galina's Shuffle. Never know how people pronounce it.
Yeah, we have been in Galinas. Andrea was at Manu in 2016, and he changed my life a lot, because he invited me to Galinas. He put me in Galinas in Austria. That was amazing. I cook with Magnus Nilsson, and that was for me like really, really special. Christoph from Austria too. And that was like my old boss. That was Rene was there, Virgilio was there, Karimi, Mei Chao, that I became really good friends. So I think it was like connecting people, Andrea is a great guy on doing that. He's a great on helping who deserve. He helped so many others. And for me, it was really special. He's really special for me and my career. As Manuela Fsori, who put me to cook with Vladimir. I'm talking about like this is 2016, 17, So she invited me to so many places. So it was really nice. Andrea, he's really special. You know him. And he's a smart guy.
Yeah, I got to do a little interview with him for this podcast. I was at Food on the Edge a couple years ago, and I did a panel with JP and Andoni and Elena Regatas with the book, with Chefwise, and he was there. And so I took him to the side and said, hey, can we do an interview for my podcast? And we did. And it was really wonderful to chat with him because he is legendary.
He's a legendary, and I'm so glad that he can, eat my food once. It was a back days. I want to be, maybe he can come back here and see the new Manu maturity.
I'm sure he would love to. And so with the shuffle, with the switch of restaurants, you were in Brooklyn.
I was in
Brooklyn. At Tourist or Luxus.
Yes.
Okay. And I believe it was 2016. And that is how we initially met, because I was there at that dinner, sitting at the little chef's counter. There was only 4 or 5 seats. And that's when I first met you and had your food. And I know back then we talked about me visiting here. So 10 years later, here I am.
10 years later. Wow. I thought we met there, and then we met, of course, so many times later on. Yes. And it was really nice. And it was my first time. I was so nervous because it was my first time cooking abroad, really important event. And I was like shaking myself, but it was beautiful. I love it.
It was such a cool event of chefs switching kitchens around the world. And when I bought a ticket to the event, didn't know what chef was going to be there. So it was a wonderful surprise to have you. The year before with the event, Massimo cooked at Momofuku Co. in New York, and I got to go to that. So maybe he'll bring back that event. I don't know what it was like putting it together.
That event was amazing. It was the beautiful one. Yeah, it was an incredible event.
Yeah, it was very special. So I think that's where we initially met. And yes, I've now seen you around the world at the world's 50 best, at the Best Chef Awards, at Latin America's 50 best. And I always love going to these awards because it's celebrating all the hard work that you and your fellow community of chefs do and the beautiful food you do in your restaurants. And I just love being a part of the celebration. What have the accolades meant for you? Because you've received a lot of attention and well-deserved.
Yeah, I think it's when you have a award, you have a microphone, you have a stage. So you get to use it for the society, So for me, it was like I've been this leader in my city, in my state is really nice because getting people together, getting, like you to know my friends, another restaurants. And I believe you have to use your voice for bringing back, some human part for the society and show how food is important, how food can talk about leadership, information, education, and how important it is. And besides that, of course, it's something that you get tourists, you get attention, and you develop not just your restaurants, but the people around you. So this is really nice, really important.
Yeah, I agree. I love the celebration, the community, and bringing you all together and learning about other restaurants and meeting more chefs. Yeah, it's wonderful to be a part of and to be here today, finally here at your restaurant. Beautiful tasting menu. I really loved it. I loved how, I would say, delicate in a sense the dishes were, yet so full of flavor and beautiful presentations. How do you describe your menu?
I love like my style of plating. I love art. So for me, more abstract. I love like clean dishes, the flavors, like what I have around and try to bring vegetables, seafood. I live really close to the ocean. But in the same side, that I love the countryside. So I try to do the connection between what I myself today and to cook for myself. I learned how to cook for myself, not to cook for the others, and to show my vision of a world of the elements. And I think this is the technique, the time, and maturity, prosperity. Like that's what I think about. Not just the menu, but my life today, the people who I like around, good energy, good people, friends. So this was last year. I think I had the kids, the girls. I want my food tells something for the others, connecting and getting people together, understanding. So this is something for me.
Yeah, it was wonderful with the non-alcoholic pairing that I did. I loved all of your kombuchas that you made in-house.
We do all the non-alcoholic in the house. We have Isabella, who is a specialist. She loves fermentation and she takes care of all the drinks and the other garums and fermentation that we have in the restaurant.
It was really nice. It was a beautiful pairing. And I appreciated so much that you ended the savory part of the meal with a carrot. Is that a signature?
Carrots have been our signatures for 5 years. But for me, it's a message that sometimes you don't need a meat or a fish. It's just to look around what you have. And it's not just about the carrot, it's about the sauce. It's about how you can trick the brain because everyone thinks it's a meat sauce and it's not. And it's about how can use your creativity and technique to show how good you can cook, how you can, having fun and make people laugh. This is fun because people think of good steak or something and then comes a carrots.
Yeah. No, it was wonderful. And then finishing after that with the desserts, which I was told your pastry chef has been here since the beginning, day one.
Day one. Yeah.
Phenomenal desserts.
And she's one of the one in a kind, and she has been since I opened Manu. And we have been working together, changing, moving, understanding, creating together.
Yeah. Well, it was wonderful. And being here in Curitiba has been, I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. I've been to Rio a few times. I've been to Sao Paulo. And I guess coming from the US, those are the more common cities people talk about. But it's been delightful being here. And can you talk a little about, yesterday we got to go to your urban garden and see a little bit of the markets. You want to talk a little about your involvement in the city?
So Curitiba, we are in South Brazil, a part of European part of Brazil, a little bit Arabic, but European part. So the immigration here is a Poland, German, Italian, Portuguese, of course. But so this is like, how to say, not because I'm from here, but it's a more safe, clean, political side is really great. And I'm happy to be with Manu here. I believe Manu belongs to the city and the city belongs to Manu. But we have a lot of projects. Cities develops a lot of projects with food sustainability. So we have the urban gardens, the farm that you have been. This is not for political. This is for the community. This is for the people. So the political side of the city, we work a lot with them, private but public politics. And they develop projects to the people, to the community. And that's amazing. That's why I love to live here. I love to develop things with them. And not just this part, but the cultural part. You have been to Oscar Niemeyer Museum. So people here love that part. And I feel safe, I feel complete here. I think I have like the green from the city. It's organized. It's clean. I can find everything that I wanted. It's beautiful vegetables, beautiful gardens that we have around. I love the people here, really polite. They love being from here. They are really proud to be from Curitiba and have the restaurant Manu here. So this is this is a life change. I love it. That's Curitiba.
Everyone I've met has been so kind, and even this morning at the market, the energy, the vibe was really lovely. It was just a nice way to spend a Sunday morning and stroll through the city amongst locals and feel the energy. And so, yeah, it's been very special to be here. I wanted to ask you a bit about partnerships or projects you have going on now that you can talk about?
Yeah, we have a new book coming out with Fidon, a Brazilian cookbook that I did with Alex Atala.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get it.
So it's a beautiful book. It's coming out this year. And we have the Fidon cookbook that now it's bringing in Portuguese. My book is written in Portuguese. So we are launching in end of May. So now. And the new restaurant that we are doing with the Experimental Group. It's a huge group from France. We are opening Portugal at beginning of June.
Where in Portugal?
Comporta. We are doing Comporta.
Cool.
So beautiful
Amazing.
place. Yeah, I'm super excited. Will be more casual, but the same style of food, the same style of cuisine, but more casual, but really fun, cool. So I'm excited.
Well, I'm excited for that. I'm excited. I know I'll see you around the world and you're coming to New York. I think we'll have to hang out.
In August, I believe we are coming to New York doing a pop-up. So I hope we can hang out in New York and you can show me like new restaurants, new places.
I would love to. You've shown me your city. I'll show you my big, wonderful New York City. Okay. Before I let you go, 2 more things. Well, first, you're a part of my Chef Wise book, which I'm so grateful for you contributing to this book. And it was a good dream project for me to work on. People need to get the book to get all your advice. But for here now, what's your top chef advice you would give to someone? It could be in the book or just something top of mind.
Yeah, I believe it's like always to believe in yourself. You know, sometimes it's hard to not believe, but try to believe yourself and keep going and believe in your cuisine. You know, it's inside. It's there, you know, just need to find out.
Yeah, wonderful.
I need you to sign for me.
I would be happy to sign it for you. I'd be happy to sign it for you. As I said, it was a dream project just to know you and to have collaborated with you on this and that we share Fidon, our fellow publisher. And I'm excited for your new book, which I didn't realize was happening until today. So that's going to be awesome.
Beautiful book.
And so, okay, last thing is I have a speed round game where I ask things like chocolate or vanilla. And will you play my game?
Of course, of course.
Okay, so here we go. Eat in at home or eat out at a restaurant?
At home. Eating at home.
A lot of chefs say that. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I get it. It used to, I think, be more 50-50, but more so lately, I think a lot say home. Okay. Indoor dining or outdoor dining?
Indoor dining. Inside, you mean?
Yeah.
Inside. Yeah, inside.
Wine, beer, cocktail, non-alcoholic drink, or champagne?
Wine, for sure.
Easy. Tasting menu or a la carte?
Depends of the day and depends of the weather, depends of the company, I mean.
And depends on the chef. I got it. Yeah, that's a tricky one. Okay. Well, they're all a little tricky. Well, I don't know. Small plates or large plates?
Small place.
Communal table or chef's counter?
Communal table. I don't like chef's counter. Just on the
Really?
Japanese. Just for omakase.
Too much like that you kind of want to jump behind the line if you're watching?
I like to be in a table. You know, I'm old school. I like tables. And depends of the restaurant, of course. I have many restaurants that I love the counter, but I love table. I love to meet people when I'm dining. It's nice to talk, and I don't know. Depends of the day.
All good. There's no right or wrong. Yeah, it's great. Okay, how about tipping or all-inclusive charge?
So that's tricky. All-inclusive charge, easy.
Yeah, I know that's a little more of a U.S.-based question, and it is a tricky one. Okay, a few more. Oysters or, say, mussels? Because we had beautiful oysters and seafood lunch yesterday at your friend Casa?
Yeah, the Casa. Yes, oyster. Yeah, for sure.
What about pão de queijo or, that's the biggest Brazilian. Is there something else you like more?
No, pão de queijo. Pão de queijo for sure.
Last two are cheese plate or dessert?
Cheese plates.
Actually, I'm going to throw in this one. Cooking for your chef friends or having your chef friends cook for you?
Cooking for my chef friends. I love it.
And last one will be Curitiba, Sao Paulo, Rio, New York City, Seattle. I have a feeling what you're going to pick.
Curitiba.
Yeah.
I think my roots are here, and then I feel home. I love to travel, but to leave Curitiba.
Well, beautiful. That's the game.
Thank you.
And no, thank you. Thank you so much for your amazing hospitality. You're such a warm, special person and excellent cook. And I just love being here, and I wish you much continued success. I mean, running a restaurant's hard, but you're doing it. You're making it look easy. So congratulations on all you've achieved. Your books, all the events, partnerships, and your restaurant. And I look forward to having your food and hanging out more in the future. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here with you.
Thank you. All right. I'll let you go. Obrigada. Ciao. Welcome back to Own the Industry. I'm your host and producer, Shari Bayer. I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Manu Buffara, chef and owner of Restaurante Manu in Curitiba, Brazil, which we recorded on location in the spring after my fabulous lunch at her restaurant and a few days in her city with her and her team. And I'm so grateful for the experience and knowing Manu, who's not just a successful chef and leader, but a true delight. And I just feel lucky that I had the opportunity to visit a part of Brazil that I was less familiar with compared to Rio and Sao Paulo. So it was really wonderful to see the amazing things happening in this city and part of the world. So thank you again so much to Manu for your time and a wonderful conversation and experience at your restaurant and city. Really loved it and truly grateful. I will share where you can find Manu and her restaurant at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. And now it's time for my solo dining experience. This week, it's at Sip and Guzzle. Here's the rundown. The location, 29 Cornelia Street, West Village, New York City. The concept, 2 levels, 2 vibes, a fine place to sip or guzzle. The team, Justin Weitz, the founder, Steve Schneider, who leads Guzzle, Shingo Kogan, who helms Sip, Chef Mike Bagal, who's a partner who put together the highly elevated bar snacks and food menu, and Isaac Liedenfrost, the executive chef. So why did I go? So ever since they opened in 2024, I've been a big fan of the place. I've been a couple times, and I want to go back because they have a newish, highly rated burger that has been called the best by many, and I love burgers, so I really want to try it. My experience. So as I mentioned, I had been there before, both to Guzzle, which is upstairs, and to Sip more recently, which is downstairs. And I'll tell you more about the difference in a minute. So when I was there and leaving, and I was chatting with the host and inquired about the burger and the line, I found out that you could email the bar and request a reservation. And so I did that. And I got a fairly quick response confirming that I had a solo reservation at the bar at 4:00 when they opened. So I was very excited. I showed up around 3:45 and there was a line of about 10 people waiting already to get in. And it was an extremely hot day here in New York City, but luckily on the side of the street in the shade. So it was sort of bearable. And at 4:00, the host came out, asked people who were in line if they had a reservation, which I had. So I was immediately brought in, told I could pick my seat at the bar. So I sat at the end. And I think everyone who was in line made it in and also got the burger, which did sell out in literally 5 minutes, as they only make 12 burgers a night. Like Raoul's in Soho, also has one of my favorite burgers. And I've gone there early a couple of times and gotten the burger at the bar, and it's fantastic. But back to Sip and Guzzle. And so when I sat down, the first thing the bartender asked me is if I wanted a burger, which I said yes. So he put that in for me before my drink order, as yes, there's high demand. Everyone pretty much there at 4:00 is there for the burger. And so that's how my experience started. I then ordered a drink and had some dessert after too. and chatted with the other people around me. The bar at Guzzle has a very convivial vibe. And so I had a good time. I miss seeing Steve, who is usually behind the bar upstairs. We met many years ago when he was at Employees Only. So sorry I missed him, but I still had a great time and hope to catch him next time. So what did I get? To drink, I had the Uzu Mugarita NA version. And then, yes, I had the Tavern Burger, which is A5 Wagyu on a potato bun by Bread's Bakery with pincho slaw and Parmesan single, no alternatives, medium rare. I also had for dessert Hokata milk soft serve with a golden dippy saffron magic shell. Yes, the food menu is quite elevated and unique and not your typical bar menu. And I don't think you can go wrong with anything on it. Mike Bagal previously worked at Alinea in Chicago, if that tells you anything. Okay, so my take, I really enjoyed my Uzu spiritless drink. It was nice and refreshing on a super hot day. And the burger, well, yes, I could see why it's being named on best of lists because it was decadently delicious. There's a lot of love that goes into this burger. I cut it in half and ate half, as I usually do. The meat was so buttery and tender, it sort of fell apart while I was eating it. It came with a pickle to balance the flavors a bit. I would have liked some fries to go with it because I usually like burgers and fries, but they don't do traditional fries. But it's all good, and yes, it lived up to the hype. In the soft serve, had quite a presentation in a tall sundae glass. It had this neon yellow shell, and that was also very tasty, and I ate about half of that. But while I was there, the couple next to me came and went, and a young man came in and sat next to me, and he tried to order the burger. And at this point, they're sold out. And so we started chatting a little bit, and I offered him my half a burger because I knew he came there for it, and taking home the other half and having it later wouldn't have been as good as the first half at the bar. So I offered it to him, and he took it and he enjoyed it. And so that made me feel good because we both got our burger fixes, and I made a new friend. And I'll say too, from my other visits, other delicious items on the menu I've had are the volcano roll, the bikini, which is like a thin waffle sandwich. It's amazing. And the electric chicken, which they give you scissors to cut through the chicken and gloves for your hands so you don't get all the chicken spices all over your fingers. So that's something fun and delicious to come there for too. Plus all the amazing drinks, which I haven't talked about, both upstairs at Guzzle and downstairs at Sip. They have an exceptional bar program. So you don't even have to go there for food. But this is my solo dining experience, so I'm giving you the food facts. I know they're also known for the Royale with cheese, which is an A5 Wagyu taku sandwich. I haven't tried that yet. I believe it's $150, so that's a splurge. Okay, so the ambiance. So Guzzle upstairs is more casual, more like a tavern-like ambiance. It has high energy. It has a big bar and also a separate room on the side that I've never dined in, but always has good energy too when I've passed through to go downstairs to Sip, which is a totally different vibe. It's a more sexy, elegant space, could be described as closer to a Japanese whiskey lounge, and it's narrow and dimly lit. And it has a small bar in the back, which is where I had sat. And it's more of a date vibe. And when I was there, I was taken good care of by Sam, who often runs show down there. I'd say it's perfect for guzzling or sipping or dining solo or with a friend or a date, depending on what you're in the mood for. Interesting tidbit. Sip and Guzzle is currently ranked #1 on North America's 50 Best Bars 2026. It is also number 39 on the world's best bars for 2025 and best US bar for Tales of the Cocktail 2025. Amazing. Congrats on all those accolades. Personal fun fact. So when I was in Brazil, one of the other restaurants that we went to was Manu's burger concept, which is TT Burger Curitiba. And this is a branch of TT Burger, which has several locations. I had actually gone to their location in Rio when I was there for Latin America's 50 Best Restaurants 2024, and I had a wonderful burger there. And on this trip, I got to try many of her burgers with our group, and they were all delicious. So the cost of my meal at Sip and Guzzle was $57. That's not including tax and gratuity or my drink, which was comped. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. The burger right now is priced at $35, which is pretty standard for high-end burgers in New York these days. Would I go back? Yes, absolutely. Their website is sipandguzzlenyc.com and Instagram at sipandguzzlenyc. And that's the show. Thank you so much to Manu Buffara and her wonderful team at Restaurante Manu, including Juliana and Natalia, as well as thank you to all the chefs, restaurants, and bars that hosted us on this trip, including Iga Restaurant, Testarossa Bar, Casa Restaurant, and Asu Restaurant, all very special. Obrigada. And big thanks to Penelope, Manuela, and the entire Fazori and Barker team. Greatly appreciate all of you and hope to see you all again soon. To find out more about Manu and her restaurant, you can go to restaurantemanu.com.br and follow at Manu Buffara. That's ManuBuffar, and at Restaurante Manu. You can follow me at Shari Bayer at Bayer PR and at All Industry. Our Facebook page and YouTube channel are All in the Industry, and you can find our shows wherever you listen to your podcasts, as well as on our website, allintheindustry.com. My other websites are BayerPublicRelations.com and ShariBayer.com, and my book is ChefWise, Life Lessons from Leading Chefs Around the World by Fiden. Many thanks to my engineer, Armin Spendagian. I'm your host and producer, Shari Bayer. I'll be back soon with a new show. Hope you'll tune in then. And thank you as always for being part of All in the Industry. Bye. All in the Industry is an independent podcast hosted and produced by Shari Bayer. Follow us on Instagram at All Industry and on our Facebook page and YouTube channel, All in the Industry. Subscribe to our show wherever you listen to your podcasts so you don't miss any new episodes. To learn more, visit allintheindustry.com.